What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Ken Griffey Jr. presents Major League Baseball on the Super Nintendo. Let's push start to play. Let's do a single player game. One player, because there is no one in the basement with me. Now, who are we going to do for today's episode? That is the question. I'm gonna go really crazy. You know what? I'm gonna pick the Pirates. And who are we gonna play against? I'm gonna keep it in the NL. Pirates Astros. I know the Astros moved over to the AL, but you know we're living in the '90s, so they're still an NL team. We're gonna turn the auto fielding on. And let's get started. Before I get started, I'm already aware something baseball, something pirate game, something 16-bit, something pixelated. You probably already know what joke I'm on the edge of making, but don't worry. I'm better than that. You gotta have some subtlety here. You can't just be flopping it out. Anyway, it's a wonderful day for baseball. I digress, as always. First pitch is fouled off. Second pitch is going to go into center field, and that's going to be a base hit for Eisner. The Houston Astros in this game are named after comic book artists, actually. Eisner gets thrown out at second, but Ditko makes it to first. And here's their third man up. Their third man up fouls it away, but that is going far. I have to keep that in mind. So we're going to try to speed up the bat a little for Kirby right here. Kirby hits a liner right on the edge. And Ditko is going to get thrown out at third because, honestly, the Astros are getting a little greedy, I'm noticing. That's going to be a base hit, but I think that's fine. 2 outs on the board, 2 men on base. That's a weak dribbler to the second baseman, thrown out at first, and that's going to be the end of the top of the first. 3 hits for Houston, but no real run action happening. It's the Pirates' turn. Here comes Trent. Trent hits one right over the shortstop, and he gets a leadoff base hit. Perfectly fine by me. Let's see if the Pirates can continue this momentum. I don't know, maybe hit something a little farther. Nice line drive right there. That's going to be at least a double. That's going to be definitely a double. 1 man on third, 1 man on second. Third man in the lineup. This could be run batted in city. However, it is not looking like it. Actually, it is looking like it. That's going to be a sacrifice run batted in right there. And the Pirates take an early lead. 1 man on third, 1 out, 1 strike. Nice line drive right there. He's going to advance home, and that's going to be a double. Pirates are getting a lot of energy right now, which is very nice to see. It's better to get the runs in early than get the runs in late when you're in stress time, if you know what I mean. Fly ball to right field. It barely leaves the infield, but no one was on it. Weakland's up. Weakland hits a nice ball right there. It's going to the wall. It's going to be a double. And it is looking very nice in Pittsburgh. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling with Gilroy. Gilroy is going to hit a weak shot to second, and that's going to be a routine ground out. 2 outs, 1 man on second, 1 man on third. Pirates could still get some extra runs batted in here if they're careful. They are not going to be careful. That is just barely a ground out. So the Pirates are not able to expand their lead past 3, heading into the top of the second. Let's see if Houston will respond with some runs of their own. They already get a leadoff hit. Here comes Jay Davis. That's like the guy that made Garfield. Like Jim Davis, huh? Don't worry. I know my I know a few comic stuff. A few stuff about comics. Davis is going to strike out here. No, he's not. Force out at second. Not a force out. Ground out at first. That's going to be a nice double play. My apologies to Davis. I wouldn't say I'm as much of a Garfield fan as I used to be, but, sometimes it does catch me, if you know what I mean. I could still get a kick out of it. Anyway, I digress. Fly ball going into center field, but it is going to touch the ground before it can get recovered. One man on second, one man on third. Both of them are taking a lead. Back at the top of the lineup for Houston with Eisner. Let's see if he redeems himself. He is going to redeem himself. No, he's not going to redeem himself with a fly out to left field. Pirates get out of the top of the second, and they don't give up a single run. However, they do give up a lot of hits. Pitcher's up right now, Bishop, and that is going to be fouled away. 1 strike on the count. Second pitch is going to be another fly ball, but that is going to be caught in left field. And the Pirates make it back to the top of their lineup. Trent's going to hit a weak grounder to shortstop, but he is going to make first base before he could get thrown out, which is perfectly fine by me. Went out on the count, 1 man on first. C. Watts is up. I don't know what the Pirates are named after, if I'm being 100% honest. Watts hits a high fly ball. It's going to right field. It's going to go into foul territory, unfortunately. That was looking like it was going right up against the wall. And believe you me, I love it when it goes right up against the wall, if you know what I mean. Anyway, the second man in the lineup couldn't get his name again. Oh, yeah, Watts hits it through the gap, and he gets another base hit. 1 man on second, 1 man on first. And let's see what Messerer does. Messerer's at 2 strikes on the count. He's going to hit another base hit, and that is going to be bases loaded for the Pirates. Holds this up right now, 4th man in the lineup. Could be in Grand Slam territory. I might be jinxing it, but I am definitely jinxing it. They're going to try to throw out the man at home. They succeed in throwing out the man at home, but the bases are still loaded. 2 outs. Webster could get another run batted in here. Could expand the Pirates' lead, but I'm not going to hold my breath. I should be holding my breath because that's going to go right to the wall. That's going to be 2 runs batted in. 1 man on second, 1 man on third. Pirates are 5 up on the Astros, and they are shaping up to expand their lead. Houston's going to change their pitcher out from Clowes to Burns. And let's see if Burns can treat the Astros any better. All right, that's going to be a line out to first to get the Astros out of the second inning. Heading into the top of the third, it is a 5-0 game. Astros are certainly in the hole, but there's still a lot of baseball to play. And I've seen crazier things happen. Ditko's at 2 strikes on the count. He's going to hit a weak grounder to second, and that's going to be a routine ground out. 3rd man up in the lineup, 2nd man up in the inning, Jay Kirby. I think he's the one that made Batman, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. If you're like a comic fan, try not to chastise me too much. Comics aren't really my thing. Except I did know the Garfield. Anyway, I gotta stop talking about that. I gotta start talking about the game at hand because that is a double. The Astros could get some action in this inning if the Pirates aren't careful. 2 outs on the count. Gaines hits a fly ball to center field-ish, and that's going to be a fly out. And the Pirates get out of the inning unscathed. We're heading into the bottom of the third right now. Pirates got runs batted in both of the previous innings. I think they are going to extend their lead if, and only if, they act in a calm and collected manner. That is a nice jumping play by the Astros left fielder. I can't even be mad at that. Pirates are back at the bottom of their lineup. This is Bishop, the pitcher. 2 strikes, 2 outs on the count. And Bishop is going to strike out. Oh, come on! And a scoreless third inning for, honestly, a pretty wild MLB game so far. Kurtzman is up at the plate, and he's going to foul it away in the first pitch. Bishop is going to stay with the slow balls, but he might have to change because Kurtzman hits it to the wall and gets a leadoff double. Could be ready for Jim Davis to drive him home if he's not careful. Davis hits one to the shortstop, and that's going to be a routine ground out. It is not looking like Jim Davis's day today, I have to say. That's going to be another routine ground out. Perfectly fine by me. Second verse, same as the first. Houston's at the bottom of their lineup. Here comes Burns. Burns hits one to shortstop, and that's going to be a third routine ground out to end the top of the fourth. The game is half over, so long as extra innings don't happen, but I could be jinxing it. Trent hits one over the second baseman's head, and he gets a leadoff base hit. Here comes Watts. I might have read Watts' name wrong, come to think of it. Watts hits into a double play due to the Astros due to Jim Davis, come to think of it. He's the Astros shortstop, doing a nice diving play. Jim Davis is out for revenge, actually. Because he is able to get he's able to have a nice defensive inning. Still keeping the Astros in a decent range, because, I mean, Grand Slam is still on the table. I don't want to jinx it, but Eisner strikes out. Oh, come on. Ditko is up. Ditko's going to hit a high fly ball to right field. It's going to go against the wall, but he is only going to advance 1 base. He probably could have advanced 2, but I'm not exactly going to complain. That is going to be a nice double play to get the Pirates out of the top of the 5th. We are heading into the bottom of the 5th. Pirates are kind of in a dry spell here with the 4th and the 3rd inning. I probably could have phrased that a little better, but so be it, if I'm being 100% honest. Holdsworth hits a fly ball to right field for a routine fly out. And here comes Webster. Webster's going to hit a liner past third, so he's going to get a base hit. They're not going to be hitless in this inning, at least. Weakland's up, 1 man on first, 1 out, 1 strike. A lot of ones. Burns is actually getting a little tired. I'm seeing him pant. He's sweating. He doesn't know what's up. And that's going to be a double play to get the Astros out of the 5th inning. And the Pirates, like I said before, are in a bit of a slow period right now. 3 innings in a row, and they couldn't get anything going. That is going to be a fly out center field. Perfectly fine by me. And here comes Gaines. Gaines is going to get one out of the infield. That's going to be a base hit. Perfectly ready for Kurtzman to potentially get something going in the top of the 6th. Still a 5-0 ball game. Kurtzman's going to hit into a double play, and that is the end of the top of the 6th. Honestly, not a lot of action there, but I'm not going to get too snarky, because, again, anything can happen. Astros make another pitching substitution. Here comes Larson taking the place of Burns. Now, Larson, I remember, is the author of The Far Side, I believe. I'm going to actually have to look this crap up, because I might be talking out of my ass here. Anyway, Baldwin hits a fly ball. It's going to touch the ground before it can get recovered, and that's going to be a base hit. Perfectly fine by me. Pirates are back at the bottom of their lineup. One man on base, one out. And that's going to sneak by the second baseman for another base hit. Bishop actually gets on base. I know usually the pitchers aren't the best at batting in this game, but honestly, I think I kind of prefer the NL games as opposed to the AL games with the designated hitter. I don't know why. I think it just helps me, like, because there's, like, less people involved. It feels like you're really getting to know him. Anyway, that was the most routine of routine ground outs and a scoreless sixth inning to top off the rest of the dry spell here, for lack of a better word. We're heading into the top of the seventh. Still a 5-0 ball game. Davis is up. Davis hits one to second, and he grounds out. Again, not Davis's day on offense. It is Davis's day on defense. Honestly, saying Davis's day is a little weird. Ground out, perfectly fine by me. 2 ground outs in a row. And the Astros will, in fact, be bringing in a pinch hitter. This is Craig. Let's see what Craig does. Craig is going to hit a nice one out of the infield, and that's actually going to be a base hit. 2 outs, 1 man on base. Looks like the pinch hitter gambit actually worked out perfectly fine. Eisner gets another base hit. And let's see what Ditko can do. Ditko is going to hit a weak grounder to second, and that's going to be a ground out. 2 get the Astros out of the top of the 7th. They actually almost had something there. You can't count them out. A lot of hits this game, actually, I'm noticing. So, honestly, good for both teams. You got a lot of action, despite the seemingly lopsided score. Anyway, let's see what Messerer can do. Houston makes another pitching substitution. Here comes Shooter. Messer is going to hit a weak ball to third, and that is going to be a routine ground out. Take a shot every time I say routine ground out, but I mean, that's just what's happening. Holdsworth's up, 1 strike, 1 out. No men on base. Holdsworth hits a nice line drive out there. It's going to stay fair. It's going to the wall. It's going to be a double. It's looking pretty good. I gotta say, I cannot complain. Call me a man in communist Russia. Webster's up right now. 1 man on second, 1 out, 1 strike. 2 strikes. 3 strikes. The Pirates have their second K of the night. Technically 3rd K if you're counting both teams, but I wasn't. So why the hell did I say that? I'm sorry, it's still a little late. Anyway, Gilroy's up. He fouls one off. 2 men on the corners, 2 outs. And Gilroy's actually going to hit one out of the infield. That's going to be another run batted in. Pirates extend their lead to 6-0. It's still the bottom of the 7th. 1 man on first, 1 man on second. Baldwin pops one up like it's nobody's business. And that is going to be the fattest fly out of all time. It doesn't even leave the infield. Anyway, we're heading into the top of the 8th. It's a 6-0 ball game. Astros really need to start getting something going. Otherwise, the Pirates will send everyone home early. And believe you me, you do not want to see that happen if you're a Houston fan. Anyway, Houston gets a leadoff base hit. Caniff's up. Caniff is going to hit one out of the infield. That's going to be another base hit. Astros are getting something in the tank right now, I have to say. It's getting a little scary. Fly ball going into right field. It's going to go against the wall, actually. And that's going to be the bases loaded with no outs. I know the AI in this game gets a little wonky when the bases are loaded with no outs. Throw the guy out at home. That's a double play. That's not going to be a triple play. I was getting a little excited there. I've seen triple plays online in this game, but I've never actually done one. Davis is up. Davis is going to hit one to the shortstop. He's going to catch it before it touches the ground, and the top of the 8th is over. Time for the bottom of the 8th, which usually follows the top of the 8th. Not always, not always. I guess like sometimes the games get rained out. Can the game get rained out in the 8th? Anyway. I'm getting a little distracted. Bishop's going to strike out for the first out of the game. Shooter is looking a little tired. Trent's up, back at the top of the lineup for the Pirates. And that's going to leave the infield for a nice little base hit right there. Perfectly fine by me. Can the Pirates get a little more insurance runs? Because, I mean, again, anything can happen. Watts is up. Watts is not going to hit this pitch right there. Almost missed it. The Astros did, in fact, change their pitcher. And that is almost going to be a home run. It's going to go right up against the wall, but I was holding my breath there. If I'm being 100% honest. Messer's up. One man on second, one man on first. That's going to be a weak ball to Davis, and that is going to be a fielder's choice. No progress has been made. 2 outs on the board. It's not looking like the Pirates are going to get too much action in this inning, but honestly, that's perfectly fine by me. That's going to get fouled off before it can get caught. Perfectly fine by me as well. And Holdsworth is going to actually strike out right there to close out the 8th inning. Houston's in the top of the 9th right there. They're still down by 6 runs. They need to have like everything go their way right now. Otherwise, the game is going to end a little early. Routine ground out to start the top of the 9th off. Pirates are actually bringing in a pinch hitter to replace their pitcher. This is Miller. Haven't seen Miller do too much in this game. And I'm not going to start, apparently, because he is just going to hit one right to the shortstop. Bishop is starting to get tired, but I kind of want him to close out the entire game. He is going to close out the entire game with a nice little throw, nice little bat, nice little recovery by the second baseman. Let's read the report in the newspaper, the official Major League Baseball newspaper. The Pirates shut out the Astros 6-0, and a Pirate star signs a massive $100 million contract. Here is the Pittsburgh Pirates box score, if you really want to see. No home runs, 2 runs batted in for Webster, and then you got 4 runs batted in for everyone around Webster. Bishop was the only pitcher of the game. He did get 1 strikeout. No runs earned, no walks. Honestly, perfectly fine by me. Here is the Houston Astros box score. Whole lot of nothing going on in the runs batted in category. No home runs either. And here is all the pitcher activity if you're really into that. Oh, and by the way, it's the late edition today. Scandalous. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. I'm going to press start, and I will see you guys on the next adventure.